पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। वर्ष नंबर 351। ततो विकारः प्रकृतेः अहं मुखा देहावसाना विषयाश्च सर्वे क्षणे अन्यथा भावितया ह्यमीशः मसत्त्वमात्मा तु न कदापि नान्यथा। I repeat again. ततो विकारा प्रकृते अहं मुखः देहावसाना विषयाश्च सर्वे क्षणे अन्यथा भावितया यमीषाम् असत् आत्मा तु कदापि नान्यथा। The translation is, so too the modifications of nature from the ego down to the gross body and all the sense objects are also unreal. They are unreal indeed because they are subject to change every moment, but the self never changes. The question is how to identify what is real and what is unreal. What is self, what is not self. How to discriminate them. The subject and objects have been mixed. The challenge is their discrimination. So Shankaracharya here gives some idea. Then you can identify what is real and what is not real. Tato vikara prakrite aham mukha. The Maya, the ignorance, is playing two-way role in our life, within and without. Our body is the center. So inside body is there within, and outside body is the without. The Maya, the ignorance, creates within body emotions. Within we call emotions, and without we call objects. See, intrinsically they are not different. They are one. When they happening inside, we call it emotions. And when they are outside, we call it objects. Let's understand tato vikara prakrite aham mukha. Aham means ego sense. The very first object is in this world, and this is aham mukha, I sense. And the last object is in this world, you can call it your gross body. Gross body is the last object, and I-ness is the first object. The first object is I-ness. When it exists, then immediately starts changing. So changes are starts from the ego sense. And this ego sense represents all our inner emotions, all our feelings, all our thought. Our feelings, our thoughts, our anger, our greed, everything. So ego sense means whatever is happening inside, emotions, thought, feelings, and they are not permanent. They will come and go. They will take birth and die every moment. So you should not worry about them. This is not you. And they are not happening you. You are separate. You are substratum. They are happening in the Prakriti. So sometimes good thought will come, sometimes bad thought will come. It is not your hand. They are coming and going like clouds in the sky. But one thing is very important. Any thought, any idea, any feeling is not permanent. They come and go. Greed will come. Anger will come. Hatred will come. Good thought also will come. But you just see. Keep watching. They will come and go, untouched by you. They cannot touch you. You just watch and enjoy. This is your real nature. Thoughts are coming and going like a movie. Like a movie. In movie, when you are watching a movie, there are so many scenes. Sometimes you like, sometimes dislike. But disliking also you enjoy. Where whatever thought, whatever emotions, whatever feelings, they come. Coming and going is their nature. But witnessing is your nature. And enjoying is your nature. Thoughts are not in your hand. But you should not be their hand. They are free, you are also free. Thank God. They are not permanent. They come and go. Just enjoy. Anger is coming and coming and coming and passing. I am witnessing. Hit, it comes slowly, slowly and past. I saw it. So every thought, every idea, every feeling, emotions are effect of ignorance. They bound to coming and going. ततो विकारा प्रकृतिया मुखः देहावसाना विषयास सर्वे क्षणे अन्यथा भाविता. Here Shankaracharya used very classical word. Te anyatha bhavita. They are going to change. Now, so inside the body, there are thoughts. You can say that thoughts are in your mind, but Shankaracharya says here the thoughts, emotions, feelings are inside the body. And Vishayasya. Vishayasya means the object outside the body. They are also momentary. They are also changing every moment. Not our thoughts are changing. The all objects outside the body, they are also changing every moment, every moment, every moment. Moment means what? Very, very micro time. Every moment, everything is going to change. Even Himalaya. Himalaya also changing every moment. And the inside feelings, outside objects, in deep down, they are not separate. They are one. You can say that they are like reflection, which are reflecting in you. Outside is chair. Outside is building. But greed is inside. The greed is nothing, just effects of wealth inside. So every moment, every thought is dying, and new thought is warning, takes birth. Shankaracharya says, death of any emotion should not affect you. Emotions must die. Whether emotions be good or bad, it may be anger, it may be compassionate, they come. Their job is, sometimes anger will come, and if you observe, when anger will pass, immediately peace will come. Peace will come. They will happen in our mind like a rainbow. Rainbow is very beautiful. You can see, you cannot touch. You can enjoy, but you cannot touch. So our thoughts are very beautiful. Just see. But don't obsessed. So outside objects, inside emotions, they are not two, they are one. Let them happen. Shankaracharya says, Chane anyatha bhavaita yamisha. Every moment they are going to happen. Sometime thought, hate will come, peace will come, anger will come, greed will come, but you just keep separate yourself. So this is the nature of thought. And the outside object, like mountains, like building, chair. So outer objects are gross form of subtle emotions. See the nature creation of the God. If you are thirsty, it means somewhere water exists. If you are hungry, it means somewhere food exists. Because I am hungry. It shows that, it is a proof that somewhere food is must. Otherwise, I will not feed hunger. So outside the object, inside emotions, both are object. You can say both are object. Just for our convenience, we have given different names. We call emotion an object. But you can say one word, that is object. Inner objects begins from the aham mukhaha. So Shankaracharya says, wherever is changing happening, wherever is changing or going happen, you be sure this is the nature. Every moment, inner and outer objects are changing. This is the nature of the objects. And Atma tu kadapi nanyatha. The other world is Atma. Soul. Soul never change. Nanyatha, anytime, this is not going to change. Self is just opposite. Now next verse. Nitya Doyakhand Chideka Rupo Buddhyadi Sakshi Sadsat Vilakshana Aham Pada Pratyalakshitārtha Pratyak Sadananda Ghana Paratma. I repeat again. Nityananda Nitya Doyakhand Chideka Rupo Buddhyadi Sakshi Sadsat Vilakshana Aham Pada Pratyalakshitārtha Pratyak Sadananda Ghana Paratma. The meaning is the self, supreme self is eternal, non-dual, one, indivisible, pure consciousness, the witness of all the intellect, etc., other than the real and unreal, indicated by the term I, the innermost self and the embodiment of eternal bliss. In first verse, Shankaracharya has described what Asad is, what nature is, what Maya is, what world is. In this verse, he's giving explanation what consciousness is. Consciousness is just opposite of the world. Obviously, it should be. The world is like opposite of the consciousness. We can understand this way. It is like reflection and reflected. Reflection is always opposite of reflected. So world is reflection. World is reflection. And reflected is consciousness. To make understand, he is giving some qualities of consciousness. It would be easy to understand difference between Maya and Brahma, inert and insentient. So first is, he says, Nitya. Make comparison. In Prakriti, inside or outside, everywhere, Prakriti Maya is change every time, every moment. Maya changes every moment. Just opposite. Consciousness is eternal, always. Nitya. Nitya. And always the same. No one has an experience his own absence. You cannot say that I'm not present. No one can say that I'm not here. Your absence, you cannot experience. We can experience anything, but no one can experience your own absence. I am not here. What the nonsense? I am always. Anytime, it may be Satyug, it may be Treta, down the centuries, you were always. No one has any experience that I am not, because you are the Nitya. Body comes and goes, age comes and goes, time comes and goes. But one thing is sure, you are. I am present. Yes, I am present. Always, everyone has this experience. I am here. I am right now. You have not passed in the past. You will not come in the future. You are right now. So no one can admit that I was not. You are right now. You will be always. So no one can say, I am not present. Your presence is your eternal consciousness. He says, non-dual, advaya. Just to make comparison with the Prakriti. Prakriti is always change and soul never change. Prakriti, the Maya, is so many varieties, unlimited varieties, everywhere objectively world, in dream too, every time you have so many varieties, so many thoughts, so many objects, so many bodies, everything. But the consciousness has no variety. We cannot say, I don't like this soul, I need another one. I don't like this soul. You don't have any duality, any variety. It is one, no duality. But in Maya, there are so many varieties. So it is just opposite. And Chid Ekarupa, this is the unbroken knowledge. The objects are inert. They don't have any knowledge. Objects has no feeling, no knowledge, no sense. But you, the self, has always knowledge. Every time knowledge. Time is not its limit. This knowledge is beyond time. This knowledge is beyond space. This knowledge is without object. Knowledge is every time, everywhere. But it manifests when objects come in the contact. But knowledge is there. Light is there. In your room, there is light. But in the room, there is no any objects. So light cannot produce the objects. Light can only show the objects. The production is not work of light. In our room, there is light, but without object, then light cannot show any object. If you put the objects there, you can see. So knowledge is always unbroken. Time is not needed. Objects are not needed. Space is not needed. But it manifests only one object comes in contact with it. Buddhyadi Sakshi. See another definition. The consciousness is witness. The world is objects is witnessed, experienced. And just opposite. Shankaracharya says consciousness is experiencer. It is not experienced. It experiences intellect, it experiences mind, it experiences pranas, it experiences body, it experiences worldly objects. Every object can be experienced by whom? This is the witness. Direct perceiver of intellect. My intellect is not working properly. My intellect is not working properly. Now I am okay. My mind is like this. My body is like this. So who is the witness? Shankaracharya says, you are the witness. And Shad Asad Vilakshanam. He says neither subtle nor gross. Not subtle, not gross. Sometimes we think that what Sad and Asad? Sad means reality, Asad means unreality. When we use word Sad, it looks like Sad means Atman, Brahman. But Shankaracharya says this Sad is relative reality, not absolute reality. This is a relative reality. Like as in Vedanta, we have three states of experiences. Three. One is pratibhasik, just appearance, nothing is there. It is just in thought, nothing is there, just in our thought, like mirage. There is no water in the sand. Water is just in our mind. Snake in the rope. There is no rope, no snake. Snake is, but not there. Snake is in our mind. So this snake is asad, absolutely asad. Snake does not exist anywhere. But snakes are in the world. They exist. So in rope, snake is absolute unreal in our mind. But real snake is also not absolutely real. This is also not real. This reality, for sometimes it may be for 10 years, maybe 20 years, 100 years, but not absolute reality. So he says, Shad Asad Vilakshanam. Sometimes when you are practicing a spiritual practice, you are doing some japa, some meditation, chanting of the mantras, and that during that time, we experiences very divine experiences. Like there is a light in my heart. In my heart, there is an image of the God. God is in my heart. I can see clearly God is there. Some can realize that my Kundalini is awakening, chakras are opening. There are so many experiences the seeker can experience. Very beautiful, very divine, very pure. Shankaracharya wants, we could not be indulgent there. It is okay. You enjoy them, but do not stuck there. They are not your real goal. You enjoy, you watch, because the seeker is making a journey to Sat Chid Anand. Sat Chid Anand. You are going to Sat Chid Anand. So its path should be very, very beautiful. If the path of the spirituality is not giving happiness, It means something somewhere has gone wrong. Your path also would be very beautiful, very enjoyable. But be careful. This is just path. This is not your home. You are just go through. Don't stick here. So Shankaracharya says, Shad Asad Vilakshanam. This is not Sat and Ashad and Sad like these experiences which is happening in your heart, in your mind, in your intellect. This is not real, your target, your goal. Aham pada pratyay lakshitartha. Now he is giving another word, aham pad pratyay artha. Like we use the word, this is the chair. Chair is a word, and the object is outside. So chair is the pad, and object which is outside is the padarth. Aham the pad, aham the word. What is its meaning? Its meaning is consciousness. Aham means I-ness. I. I always. I may be with body. I may be with organs. I may be with someone else. But I is always. And Pratyak Sadananda Ghana Paratma. It is a Pratyak. Pratyak means it is your own being. It is your own being. Pratyak Sadananda Ghana, and it is always Anand, always blissful. Paratma. So this the Paratma means the God. Now, see, we have done two things in two verses. One is what Maya is, what object is, and another is what Brahman is, what consciousness is. Now, next one. Itham विपश्चित सदसद विभाज्य निश्चित तत्वं निजबोध दृष्टिया ज्ञात्वा स्वमात्मानमखंड बोधम तेभ्यो विमुक्ता स्वमेव शाम्यति. I repeat, इत्थं विपश्चित सदसद विभाज्य निश्चित तत्वं निजबोध दृष्टिया ज्ञात्वा स्वमात्मानमखंड बोधम तेभ्य विमुक्ता स्वमेव शाम्यति. The meaning is, thus the wise person, discriminating between the real and the unreal, discriminating the truth by the insight of his knowledge and realizing his own self to be indivisible knowledge, becomes free and attains peace by himself. In previous two verses, he clearly explained everything, what is real, what is not real. He's explaining again and again, repeatedly what has to be done by a seeker. The first thing seeker should do, this is the discrimination. We are studying Vivekchudamani. Vivekchudamani. Vivek means discrimination. So seeker has to done Vivek. Vivek has to be done by the seeker. Discrimination between real and unreal, between inert and consciousness. And this is the big challenge. Having done this process, the seeker will come to know the fact of objective world and the self. This practice is very important. Then seeker will realize what is region of bondage and miseries and why could not we destroy them. Even we have done every possible actions and still we are working. We have been working since ages without results. Why? We have to think seriously. Why? There is no result. You will know that we are working blindly. We are working with which does not exist. We are working with non-existent. And you know, nothing can be done with which does not exist. It's like that darkness is no exist. Darkness has no existence. So we cannot do anything for darkness. Neither it can be given to someone, nor can be taken. Darkness has no existence. So we cannot do anything for darkness. You cannot push the darkness. You cannot pull the darkness. Because darkness is nothing. Just absence of the light. So we cannot do with our reflection or non-existential things. If you can bring the light, you can create the light, you can destroy the light, you can take the light, you can give the light. Anything can be done with the light, but nothing can be done with the darkness. Darkness is no there. How can you do that? Anything with darkness. You can bring the light. You can put the curtains. Then you can feel the darkness. But you cannot create darkness. You cannot destroy darkness. You cannot push. Nothing can be done with the darkness. Because darkness is not has any existence. Still we are working with the world. And we assume that the world is real. We are trying to improve the world, the betterment of the world. But still has not happened yet. It does not mean before you, people were not capable and they did not try to work betterment of the society. They did their best. But this is the very nature of the world. It will remain the same. It is the nature of the world. It will remain as it is. Even Lord took incarnations many times. The only purpose was betterment of the world. It does not mean you do not do any work for betterment of the world. Only purpose should be whatever comes as a result, accept. So here Shankaracharya says, Sad Asad Vibhajya. You understand, realize this is the Sat, this is the Asad, this is the reflection, this is the original. Just understand yourself. Your job is nothing to do. You cannot do anything for Sat, for Asad. We cannot make Sad into Asad. We cannot make Asad into Sad. No. Just understand. Ittam vipasit sadasat vibhajya. Shankaracharya says, thus the seeker, the learned person, the seeker should divide. This is the Sat, this is the Asat. Nischitya tattvam nijabodha drishtya. And apply your intellect, your understanding. Don't go with the objects. Objects are there, but they are unreal. You are also there. You are the real. Nijabodha drishtya. You apply your knowledge, your understanding, what is real, what is not real. So, the objects are unreal. They appear for some time. They will disappear. They will appear again. But you will be always. You are always. You was always. Nischitya gyatva samatmanam akhanda bodham. He says, gyatva, having understood that this is the unreal, this is a reflection. And we are making effort to correct reflection in water. Sometimes you look the reflection in the lake and you try to make some corrections in the lake, which is not possible. The correction cannot be made because they are just reflection. You cannot make any correction reflections. If you want to make correction, you correct the original, not reflection. Gyatva samatmanam akhanda bodham. He says, you know yourself, you are the akhanda bodham always. So only thing is, you apply your discriminating power, separate between real, make separation between real and unreal, then the seeker will come to know that only consciousness is true. Apart from that, all is reflections. And he should work with real. Working means what? Working means know. Just know. To know what? Your being. Your being, not object. Gyatva atmanam akhanda bodham. You are real. You are always. Then, tebhyo vimukta sameva samyatihi. Very, very important. This part is this seeker, this realized person will be quiet. All anxieties, all miseries, all worries will destroy. Quietness, calmness will be there. Trameva Samyati, nothing is needed, nothing required. You are enough. You are sufficient. Your existence is perfect, full. Just know. Now, next one. अज्ञान हृदय ग्रंथिर निशेष विलयस्तदा समाधिना विकल्पेन यदा द्वैतात्म दर्शनम. I repeat again. अज्ञान हृदय ग्रंथिर निशेष विलयस्तदा समाधिना विकल्पेन यदा द्वैतात्म दर्शनम. The translation is, when the non-dual self is realized in nirvikalpa samadhi, the heart is not of ignorance is completely destroyed. Now we are entering in next topic. We have just completed the topic of knowing substratum. Now we are entering topic of samadhi, the nature. We have lots of questions, like we have done study of scriptures. I have been taught by great masters too, and I am practicing properly, sincerely. And sometimes I could realize some understanding is coming. I can understand. I can understand the difference when I was not reading the Vedanta, I was not practicing, and now difference is there. But still, next moment, willing power comes and it works. And all things becomes again shame. Why? The question is why? I have done everything. Shankaracharya says that the identification between consciousness and inert, this identification is being said here as a note. Hridaya Granthi. Granthi means knot. When we lost smoothness. So this identification is being said here as a knot. Actually, this is the way to saying metaphorically. In your heart, there is a knot of two things. These two things is consciousness and inert. Inert. They became identified with each other. So this is the note. He says, Ajnana Hridaya Granthe Nishesha Vilayastada. Now, this time you are a seeker, you are practicing good. Some layer of the ignorance has eliminated, but still there are so many layers. The identification, consciousness and inert, they are very opposite. They could not be one. But because of ignorance of about our essential nature, we can recognize they are one. So you have to create discriminating power. You have to understand differentiation between them. They appears one. So this is the note. This note has to be dissolved by a seeker. You have to untie it. Ajnana Hridaya Granthe. Nishesha. Completely. So open your eyes. Shake yourself. How? He says, Samadhina Vikalpena. Samadhina Vikalpena. How to open this note? How to untie this note? Shankaracharya is giving a medium. Samadhina avikalpena yada advaita atma darshanam. Nirvikalp samadhi. Samadhi, you have very famous word. Everyone knows about it. But here, the meaning is very different. It is not common meaning. In Vedantic Samadhi, the process is the same. It is not contemplation. First, Sravanam, listening, then reasoning, and then I say contemplating, but actually this is not contemplating. Contemplation is when you contemplate any other thing. You are different. The object is different when you contemplate. But here, Nirvikalp Samadhi, you are there without object. You are there, no thought. You are there, just you are. Avikalpam, no option. You are alone. Atma Darshanam, then duality will disappear. You are everywhere. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Sankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Isharo Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.